Ambassador Wambugo wa Kamau.
How are you? Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, no, wait, you must sanitize fast. You know the COVID-19 virus is making us change.
And that was the thing of just reminding me.
Yeah, now it is this.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Indimuli, tell us, what advice would you give students, parents, and your colleague principals as they start this compulsory holiday?
Thank you very much, Wambugu. First of all, I want to greet all our students wherever they are at home and tell them that this was not a normal closure of schools. It was necessitated because of the coronavirus challenge that the country is now facing. First of all, I want to thank the government for having taken that decision in order to isolate students to be at home because schools are actually social gatherings and we have very many students, and maintaining that distance of 1 meter in a school setting becomes a little challenge. And therefore, it was a wise decision to take, and students have been released. But I want to tell all our students that it is not the normal holiday that we break after each term. Learning continues. And you have your books at home. You have to keep abreast and continue forward with the syllabus to ensure that all the content that was expected to be covered is done. I'm sure many schools are putting in place mechanisms of ensuring close contact with the children through various technological modes. Some are doing it through WhatsApp. Some are doing it through the school's websites and emailing parents content which the children can interact with. It is important for students to note that they have to keep interacting with the content that is constantly being sent through their parents. They should not imagine that it is time to move around. And I want to generally caution all school-going children sneaking out of school and getting into areas that are not allowed, areas that have been outlawed because of the gatherings, may attract the full wrath of the law. So it will be safer being at home under the care of your parents. We should also take advantage of KICD e-content through the KCB English channel radio broadcast for both primary schools and secondary schools. We have the Edu channel for those with the DSTV. They can get content there that will help them maintain constant touch with schoolwork. It has always been there, but maybe the uptake has been low. But this is the time that we need to now fully interact with it through various websites, the school.com, the Mindset Network TV, and Commonwealth of Learning. All these are on the internet, and parents who have the capability of accessing internet through their mobile phones, and I know some of them have given these gadgets to their children, ensure that the children interact with the school content in those areas that I've mentioned. The closing process was so abrupt to a level that not all schools were ready to prepare assignments on time and at the same time release the children. Those are the areas. But I want to ask all school-going children, stay safe. Keep listening to instructions that are constantly being given through the TV stations, and want to thank the media. Is doing a very good job. Ensure we are constantly washing our hands with running water, and the media has played a very big role in even demonstrating how best our hands can be washed. And this I want to encourage our children.
We know we have been told in the media what to do. Can you just give us advice on how to carry ourselves so that we avoid contracting this coronavirus?
Media has done a very good job, and I'm sure many schools, as the children were leaving, one thing that each school was expected to do was to give information to children. Number one, they are supposed to ensure high level of hygiene. Constantly wash your hands with soap, and for at least a minimum of 20 seconds. 2, they are supposed to avoid handshaking and hugging. Maintain a social distance of about 1 meter from each other, even at home.
Yes.
Because we cannot assume that once you are in the house with your brother and sister and parents, then you are very safe. Any one of them could, by bad luck, have contracted. So we have to maintain that. When you are talking of having washed your hands, let them be sun-dried, not again using drying them on your clothes, because your clothes could be carrying the virus. So washing hands now becomes useless. If you are using maybe a napkin, they should be disposable. After drying your hands, the napkin should be a disposable one, so that somebody else does not use it. Students who are reminded, and I want to emphasize on this, to keep a logo or a record of the people who are coming into contact with them throughout this period. Why should that be the case? Because should anything happen, then it makes it easier for government to be able to trace other people who should actually be tested or examined to see whether they too have contracted. So it is important, and that is why you saw many schools insisting that whoever is taking the child records who it is, which vehicle they are living with.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that was the first contact, so that the school is able to say the first person to be in contact with this child is so and so, who is ID number this, telephone number this, and they left in this vehicle. That is the way the tracing can begin.
From 4 students, candidates, and class 8 pupils are now concerned with the exam be postponed, and they're also wondering when will it be over. Some of them are panicking, although I've been telling them, don't panic, take precautions. Yes. Now, what advice would you give candidates at this trying moment?
Everybody must take caution and take control on what is expected of them. That is when we can now say we are safe. But if we all ignore and we don't take control, then the problem will escalate. At the moment, it's a little too early to say how much education sector is going to be affected. Yes. Let us give it time. Let us look at the first 30 days that we have been given, and then from there we will be able to know as a country which direction are we taking. Should this problem be escalate to beyond levels that can allow schools to continue, definitely as an education sector and the education stakeholders and government will sit down and decide how are we managing our candidate classes, because time has run out or whatever. That decision will be made based on how the first 30 days will be behaving. I also want to thank the Wambugu wa Kamau TV. Wambugu wa Kamau is the digital principals ambassador,
and through his digital content we are able to share a lot as principals, and through that forum I would like us to continue using it, and especially at this time when we are all going digital, both in teaching, in learning, and in passing information. Thank you very much. Sanitize even after visiting my office.
Yes.
Please.